you can get that experience playing video games still. Like watching a show, you meet characters, fall in love with them, maybe even hate them. Can't wait till you get to finally fight them in the end because you
Yeah.
know they had it coming, you know? It's just a roller coaster of emotion playing some video games because the characters are so well done.
Welcome back to the Corner Talks podcast. I have my good friend here.
How's it going, man? Happy to be back.
No, it shouldn't be about anything. Like, this is
Yeah.
one life.
Yep, one life? Like, fucking
Yeah.
do it.
My guy.
Like she just got it. She totally understood it.
20 years old when I started just watching a lot of movies.
And it tells a story. I want to tell a story.
Moviegoer and video game enthusiast Bruno Venturin. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
How's it
Bruno.
going?
I'm so happy to have you on the podcast, man. This is actually surreal for me. For those that don't know, Bruno is one of my oldest friends. I've known him back in my teenage years. And we've been talking about this for a while, doing a podcast. We didn't know, for the likeness of us to how to even approach a podcast, right? But now we're here, and I'm so happy. I'm so honored that you're a guest. You're able to share this experience with me. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it, man.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
do
awesome.
it. Fire away.
Yeah, fire away, fire away. So yeah, Bruno, like I said, you and I, we have very fond memories together, growing up. You've educated me a lot on the media and entertainment industry as I've have with you. I still remember, we were trying to watch something on Netflix and I said, oh, I watched that. You're like, geez, why don't I just throw this whole fucking TV out the window? You watched every, piece of movie, right?
Yeah. It's
Like,
so difficult to watch a movie.
It was just so demoralizing. Like, poor Bruno's just trying to have a good time. And I'm like, no, I watched it. They're like, no, it just came out today. Yeah, I watched it on the way here. So it was just a good time. But throughout our friendship, we've been active consumers of video games, feature films, and television series, particularly because of their common attribute in providing mesmerizing pieces of storytelling. As you know, I'm a filmmaker, so I gravitate to that medium for that reason. And yourself, a very creative individual and someone that respects the craft. So that's why you also are an avid user of these platforms. I've always enjoyed the countless times we spent together in a den area of your house. That was the spot, that was the go-to. Close the door with the window pane glass. And you just see us like going at it, playing an array of video games, going a few rounds of fight night. I remember getting frustrated. And,
man,
yeah.
Still waiting for the sequel, man.
I know, man. I know. Apparently they might not make it because I searched it up in preparation for this podcast because of I think it's like a niche market, like as in us, like we're the only people that play it.
People like boxing though, man. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I think UFC is too mainstream right now, but hopefully boxing makes a comeback. But no, man, I remember you educating me on the importance of patience. That was something that you always advocated to me about, doing that nice one-hit combo for a knockout.
Yes, save the stamina.
When I first played the game, I was just like,
you were doing the L2, the heavy hits.
Yeah,
and you were holding L2 to swing.
Oh, it prepared me for a video game we're going to be discussing soon. Jedi, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Man.
About pairing. No, but about pairing, right? Remember how you were telling me, Dan, you can't just rush in it? Because that's how I was playing video games. I was just like, nah, let's win. And
you want to go and cut down everything with the lights.
Exactly. I was thinking it was like PlayStation 2 Revenge of the Sith. You remember that?
Yeah. No, it's not a hack and slash by any means.
Hack and slash. But no, man, we had some great times. And, I'd be remiss to say like you had an impeccable impersonation, a skill set. And given all these accents, we would watch Harry Potter series. You would turn to me and like just mimic, Professor Snape, one of your favorite actors, like just amazing.
I love that guy, man.
Yeah,
Severus
I know.
Snape.
Legend, man. And J.K. Rowling, you were actually the one. That's what I mean by like we had a great friendship. You educated me.
394.
That's Bruno for you, man. Like, no, seriously, like it was just the funniest thing. But you would like educate me on things like I didn't know J.K. Rowling wrote the role for Alan Altman. What's his name?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. That's right.
She wrote that character picturing Alan Rickman before it was even an idea to be a film.
Yeah, before conception.
So it just came to be perfectly for that movie.
That's awesome, bro.
That
yeah,
character,
and that's what I mean.
An actor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like as much as I knew my films, like you knew stuff too, man, right? You were quick to like provide some insights, and I really appreciated that. So definitely there were
Yeah,
memorable,
man.
yeah, definitely there were memorable times to recall growing up in an era of such captivating entertainment. And it's truly remarkable that neither of us has grown out of it. You know what I mean? We still play video games. I still see you online playing FIFA 23 or Hogwarts Legacy, right? But I love that,
Oh
right?
man.
I know. I gotta hear what your take on that. Let's get into it.
Yes,
So
we will.
before we get into everything, I always wanted to know, as I know with many of my guests, why do you still continue playing video games, and what made you continue this passion?
Because who doesn't like movies and shows,
Right.
right? So why not play them
Right.
if you
Yeah.
can?
Yeah. I
It's
think,
like
yeah.
obviously video games are not movies and movies are not video games, but you've seen crossovers
Hmm.
introduced into their respected industries. Like, the Hitman movie is trash, but the Hitman video game is good.
Yeah.
And the Prince of Persia movie was kind of trash, but
Right.
the Prince of Persia video games are good. But now look, Last of Us, they made it into a show, and
Yeah.
it was a game first, and the show was solid.
Yeah.
So it can be done. And like you can get that experience playing video games still. Like watching a show, you meet characters, fall in love with them, maybe even hate them, like can't wait till you get to finally fight them in the end because
Yeah.
they had it coming.
Right.
So like it's just a roller coaster of emotion playing some video games because the characters are so well done. Like
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm
Yeah.
super stoked
Yeah.
for Jedi Survivor. It's
Hmm.
it's Cal Kestis in a few years like down the road, so his Jedi Knight path has been a little bit more established, and you
Yeah,
get to
for sure.
take control of him,
Uh-huh.
and it's canon, part of the Star Wars
Which is
universe,
amazing. Yeah. Some video
which
games, it's
I'm
like out the window.
hyped for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Daniel. They could have made a movie for the character of Cal
100%.
Kestis,
Yeah. Limited
but
series.
no, they made it into an
Yeah.
interactive game
Yeah.
because Star Wars fans needed that. They
Yeah.
needed that in that canon, solid interactive game
Yeah.
where he brings a new character. Obviously, the main character is a Jedi. Who doesn't want to play as a Jedi?
Of course.
And like I know some people didn't like the idea that there's no like path system in the Jedi Survivor and
Oh,
Jedi
like
Fallen Order games.
open world, they
Like,
didn't like that?
not that it's not open world, because it's kind of like, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's
RPG.
like kind of like a Metroidvania style game where like you might come across a path,
Okay.
but you can't go there yet until you have this item slash
Oh
or
yeah.
power.
I'm guilty of that.
But then but then you go and then you get that power, and then like 10 hours later into
You
the
have to
game,
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, but it's the games incentivize you to come back to that location,
Mm,
and further explore it. But you gotta, but it also encourages you to go explore even more in the meantime until you can get back to that point.
that's right. Yeah. And that's why I
So
wanted
I love it, man. I love
no,
it. I'm so excited
I want to
for that
interject here
game.
because the reason why I bring that question, and thank you for answering it so beautifully. You're part of the reason, if not the only reason, I still play video games to this day, and I mean that from the bottom of my
Damn.
heart. Yeah. No, I'm serious. When I was you remember me back in high school when we were playing video games, I would get the odd Call of Duty or maybe this game, and you would always encourage me,
Yeah,
go.
like those, like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. But you like almost graduated me to another level, like kind of matured me, and showed me the possibilities of gaming, if you will. Like for example, Ghost of Tsushima. Never would have played the game,
Oh,
never would have even looked at it. But
oh,
guess why I bought it? Because my boy Bruno showed me the trailer. Not only that, Bruno, you were
oh,
so passionate about the industry, like the medium, that you went in to show me the logistics, like the craftsmanship involved, the appreciation, the attention to detail.
yeah,
And
man.
I would it
They,
was kind of odd because like when I bring back the den area, yes, we had those moments of playing multiplayer games, But there were many times when I would just shadow you, almost like an apprentice. And like people, like I remember your dad would walk in, like, "Aren't you gonna play? Aren't you gonna offer him to play?" Right? And I'd be like, and I looked at them and I'm like, "No, I'm actually enjoying. Like this is like watching a movie. Like because the way you play the games, like you're very like quick and efficient, and you like know what you're doing. Like me, I'd be pandering and die 5 times. But what I'm saying is, I don't know, like I just have fond memories of that. And you introduced me to an array of video games. And for me, again, as a filmmaker, a film director, the storytelling is so captivating to the point where now I've transitioned and I don't even play multiplayer games anymore. I think I only play NHL
No.
23 because a family friend gave it to me for Christmas
Yeah.
gift. But what I'm saying is, bro, if you look at my
Mhm.
library, right? I was telling you Horizon Forbidden West, played that.
I have to play that, and
Oh, you still have to
it
play
was
that. Oh my
available
God,
on PlayStation Plus. I downloaded it,
bro,
but didn't play it.
bro,
So
unreal,
but
unreal.
it looks good.
Unreal. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, like back to my point, man, I'm so happy that you said that it kind of it's a very interesting point. It's like movies, television, yeah, you can watch it, you can view it, you can be moved by it. And then video games puts it on another level if done right, right? And for
Yeah.
example, Last of Us. Last of Us, I
Oh,
remember you turned to me because I was like, what's this Last of Us? You know me, every game was always like, what the hell's this? Like, I don't want to play this. And you're
yeah.
like, and you looked at me, you're like, and you're a film director and you want and you're avoiding The Last of Us? You like movies? You better pick this game up. I still remember it. When I bought it, I finally downloaded it for $10. Never looked back. It was the most immersive game I've ever played. Poignant, emotionally moving, beautifully told. And what I mean by this is that the creators, Neil Druckmann was explaining with the showrunner how they were adapting the television series, and they were explaining how intimate and personal it was, and how different of an approach they had to take when adapting it to the screen, because it wasn't like a book. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a comic book, a graphic novel. It wasn't a play. It was a video game. People like ourselves, especially you that take it to another level, that have played for 40 hours, even probably more than that, and like really fallen in love with the characters and played with them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
became them, right? So it was very important of how they adapted to it, which is actually wanted to transition and ask you because I brought it up with The Last of Us. What did you think of this adaptation? Like, was it truthful? Did it serve a justice to the video game, Bruno?
Yes, and they added more.
Yes.
I haven't finished watching The Last of
Okay, so
Us
no
yet.
spoilers.
I have HBO, like I can watch
Yes,
it,
yes.
but I just haven't finished. But
Haven't got around
from
to it.
what I have seen, man, they've stayed true to the game. Obviously, there's not that much, you know, infected scenes or whatever
Yeah.
that people are a little bit off put about,
Yes.
but they've added more like to the story. Like they've added more depth to the characters from what I've seen so far. Like Bill and his partner, you know, they had a like a gay romance in the show,
Yeah.
and it was nice. It was nice. You wouldn't have known that from the game, but they adapted it so well into the show.
Right.
I feel, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that again, like Neil Druckmann, the creator of the show, the game direct, not the show, well, the creator of the show, but also the game director of the game franchise. They brought him on board. You know, like too many times we often used to joke about it growing up too. It's like, yeah, they're adapting it, but they said screw the creator, let's just fucking do our half
Yeah,
ass. You know what I
no,
mean? And they just ignore all the source material. But with that, they were as soon as I knew HBO acquired the intellectual property, the IP, I knew that they were in good hands because HBO doesn't mess around. But if it was anyone else, I don't know. I would be very
I
weird.
feel like anyone else would have messed it up.
Yeah, yeah. And they would have kept
HBO delivers, man.
yeah, because they understand like smartest move. Neil Druckmann, he aced it twice with the original and the sequel. Bring him on board, even if he's just sitting in the meetings. Make sure he's present and make sure that the
The game
community.
is like a movie, so like
No,
he
but that's what
knows
I'm
what he's
saying.
doing.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying he's a storyteller. Like he's not a video game geeky developer that only knows code. Like this guy birthed this
Yeah.
project. You know what I mean? This guy birthed
He's not like,
this project.
so we're gonna be
Yeah,
making
he's
this
like, "Ah,
movie,
do the ones and zeros match? No. Like they just you got to just respect the story, I always say, right, as a filmmaker. So I'm really glad that you enjoyed the adaptation. I actually wanted to ask you because again, you were the one that introduced me to The Last of Us, so thank you again, Bruno. Do you think, by the way, just to throw it in there, they're gonna make a Last of Us Part 3, your opinion, or no?
like a game or part of the
Again,
show.
no, the show, who knows how long they'll expand it, but I'm saying the video game, you think they'll ever do a Part 3?
No, I'm pretty sure they're not expanding it. Like they're
Yeah.
like Naughty Dog is apparently working on something right now, but it's not
Yeah,
a
I heard.
Last of Us
I
sequel.
know.
And to be honest, I don't care. I want to see what they have. Like, I want to see new stuff. They always have good stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't played a Naughty Dog game before that was bad.
I know. These are the
Like, even
same.
on the PlayStation 2 days, the PlayStation 1, like
That's right. They were responsible for Jack. That's right.
Jack and
Jack's,
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. Right. That was like their
They
first
go back.
project.
They go back every generation.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Well, do you now that we're in video games, are there any video games that you play? I know I mentioned Horizon Forbidden West that you want or you sole desire like for them to make into like a limited series or a feature film.
Honestly,
Yeah.
they're making God of War into a show,
Yo.
and I want to see what they can do.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the 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 people that they've cast for the Kratos role, and I
Oh, they already
don't even
cast
know
them?
their names.
Oh my
I
god.
believe so.
Oh,
I
let me look
believe
that up.
so.
But tell me more. What's going so
And I think it might be HBO.
I thought it was Amazon Prime.
No, it is Amazon Prime.
Oh,
It
okay.
is Amazon
Okay.
Prime. Amazon Prime too, like they're not a proven studio or whatever like HBO, but they have some pretty fire shows slash movies. So honestly, I think I think they could pull it off, but we have to
Yeah.
wait and see.
We'll have to wait
Like
and see.
I know the Rings of Power series on Amazon Prime is kind of like people are torn about it.
How do you feel
Personally,
as a big Lord of the Rings? Yeah.
personally, it starts off slow, like it's like watching freaking grass grow.
Okay.
But by the last few episodes, especially
Right.
the last one,
Mhm.
it just like
Picks up.
my interest just went like this
Nice.
for the show and the series. Like I can't wait to see what the next one's gonna bring.
Nice, man. No, and
Yeah, man.
and that's what it is. People forget like Breaking Bad was like that for me. I don't know what it was. Like it was obviously compelling storytelling, but if you didn't have those series to watch, those seasons to like binge watch, you would never really like feel that takeoff. I feel like season 3, season 4 was the time when it really like, things were picking up and action was happening. But
Yeah.
you just got to invest in the story, right? And nowadays the problem is that it's highly saturated market with content, right? So there's the industry's pulling you in
There's
so many
everything.
different directions. Yeah, like
There's so much stuff.
I don't know if I told you this. Like, I know there was a time when, how I told you, like, oh, I watched this film and we made a joke about it early in the podcast. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, there's content that you might even surprise. Like, I haven't started watching the Lord of the Rings new series. It's just I'm even busier than I've always been. But it's just challenging to like just sit down and like binge watch a series or like get invested. Especially if there's other kind of content that you're more interested in. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like as anticipated. You know what I mean? Because there's just like at every direction there's something new. But it works out again for people like myself that are aspiring creators, right? That they're looking to break into the industry because that means that there's more opportunities. Because again, if you find that market,
Yeah.
even if it's a niche market, what's a niche market? 2 million, you can make a lot of money off of 2 million people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really admire what you said. For me, yeah, Horizon Forbidden West, definitely they got to look into that. I see it as like maybe either a Netflix series, but more so maybe a 3-part trilogy. But also Ghost of
Really?
Tsushima. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Like, do
Man.
you know what I mean?
Ghost
Like
of
these kinds of-
Tsushima's my top. It's in my top 5 video
I know,
games
I believe you.
ever made.
What is your top 5 actually?
Fuck. Oh, am I allowed to cuss? Well,
What you can do whatever
I'm
you
sure.
want, bro.
But top 5, man. Okay, so number 1, honestly, Zelda Breath of the Wild. And we'll see when the sequel comes out, it might be dethroned. And then number 2, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Yeah, The Witcher was
3,
your game. I remember that. Yeah.
number 3, man, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Number 4,
Interesting.
Forza Motorsport 7.
Is
I
that the
think
latest
it's one
one?
of the best. It is, but it's still old.
Yeah.
And because I got to throw a racing game in there.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And then number 5 is oh man, See, they change all the time. Like, I don't even know.
I know. That's why I ask you. But
There's
it's
too many good ones, man.
I know. But the reason why I ask is because it's interesting. It reflects because I know you so well, like every aspect of your personality. Like I know you're very much into automobiles, thanks to your dad.
Yeah.
The Forza has
Yeah.
to be in there. You know what I mean? Like for me, I couldn't get involved in a racing game. I just don't have the patience, or maybe because like there's no story. But you, man, like you were going like
Yeah, like no,
deep
I like
into it.
everything, man. I like racing.
That's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
story games.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing FIFA Ultimate. FIFA Ultimate Team
Okay.
is literally crack designed into a video game form. It is the most addictive
So you're
game mode
saying
I've
like it's like
ever
Modern
played.
Warfare 2, the reincarnation of Do you remember?
No, this
That's
this
hilarious.
is a demon on a disc because
Really?
EA is the devil, but they still keep pulling players and myself back in somehow, some way. I don't know how they do it, but they
Right.
have their market by the cojones,
Yes, as we know the
as
believe.
some people would say.
So describe Ultimate Team for the audience that doesn't know,
Okay,
like for
so
myself.
FIFA Ultimate Team, well, it's not really story based, but I like everything. But FIFA Ultimate Team is basically, obviously, it's soccer slash football.
Yeah.
You start off with like a few selections of, it's like cards, like you're getting soccer player cards.
Right.
You open them virtually in the game, and whatever you get, you can assign them to your team, and then you can complete challenges to unlock, better players, like famous players, icon players, like even players that have retired, like Ronaldo,
Yeah.
the o phenomenal Brazilian Ronaldo. You can play as Luis Figo, Zidane, Thierry Henry, and you can put them on your team, and you can buy them, trade them, sell them, and you're always chasing for that better pack of cards, better pack of players,
Right.
And EA knows that. And EA knows that you always want to get, who doesn't want to have Mbappe on their team?
I
Who
know.
doesn't want to have Team of the Year Benzema on their team?
Of course.
So what they do is, for example, this happened to me the other night.
Right.
Okay. They have this thing in FIFA Ultimate Team called squad building challenges. So there's the challenge might be a random like selection of a team that you have to choose from your cards that you own.
Right.
And the challenge will be that, okay, you have to create a team with a 84 overall rating. You must have one team of the week player in your team and two 85 overall and higher players in your starting 11. If you want to trade it for like, I don't know, a World Cup icon or an icon, like one of the famous players throughout history.
Right.
And so sometimes you have to make sacrifices if you want to get a new reward. So you sacrifice some players that you might use already that you don't want to give up, but you do kind of want to give up to get a chance for a World Cup icon or icon player.
Is it a trading? Sorry to interject. Is it a trading card game? Yeah.
You
So
can,
essentially,
but you can trade with the server.
right.
You
But what
don't-
I'm
you
saying,
don't-
yeah.
Yeah.
So you open up a pack, right? Like I remember one of our high school friends, like he posted it. He was so happy. He opened up a pack and he got Ronaldo, which is huge because that's like getting like an ultra rare card, correct?
Yeah, Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo in FIFA Ultimate Team, he's the most OP god player. He's
That's what I'm saying. So like you open that, and it's like getting a ghost rare Yu-Gi-Oh card.
He's worth
Yeah.
like, I think like 11 million coins in the FIFA Ultimate Team
Wow, that's
market,
insane.
which is like, bro, to get 11 million coins in FIFA Ultimate Team, like
You have to quit your day
be
job.
on that. You have to be on that shit. Like you have, like, you're watching the stock market,
Yeah.
but like being a pathetic virgin and staying at home and playing that all night.
As Bruno says it so lightly. I love it. Yeah. No, but it's true. Like you tell it as it is. That's the reality.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by the coders, right? Like poor Neil Druckmann.
Excuse me, can I?
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
Can I have your card, please? No, but so
And
you
they
play the
manipulate
games.
you into buying packs, is what I'm saying. They manipulate the consumer, and people spend their
Oh, so you
hard-earned
can
money
accelerate the experience. Like you want the better
Yes,
players.
it's pay to win. It's pay to win.
Microtransactions.
Yes, like my team is good, and I built it I may or may not have spent a few bucks here and there.
Yeah, I know
But
you.
but my team is pretty good. And when I go online, I'm playing against guys with Team of the Year Messi, Team of the Year Benzema, Team of the Year Mbappe, Team of the Year Courtois. Like all the players are 97, 98 overall, and you're getting creamed in every game.
But you
can't wait.
used to be a protester of those microtransactions. You remember Battlefront 2, Star Wars?
Daniel, I know.
I know.
That's why EA,
I
Battlefield,
know.
EA, FIFA, they're the devil. They suck you in. They're the devil. The devil.
Especially FIFA, man, because I know you were always an avid fan of like video games. It was like crack. Like every time we came over, that was it. Like, yo, game of FIFA.
I've
just
played and owned every single FIFA since like 2005.
Oh wow, that's amazing. No, good for you, man. Like I've definitely.
I know. It's nothing to boast about.
No. But like that's
God knows I've played FIFA.
Yeah, the point is that, but bro, you think you're the only one? Like, again, there are people that play whether they play soccer on and off the field, like they love the video game. You know what I mean? It's just like me. Like I have a Blu-ray collection, right? Like that's just my thing. That's like my hobby. There's nothing wrong.
I love Blu-rays are so cool. No, I know it, Daniel. I know why you like Blu-rays. Bro, sometimes don't you just like looking at the blue, like shiny bottom, and they're just so like appealing. Like they're just like even the fresh plastic you smell, you're like, oh, I love the Chinese.
For me, I like
the Chinese plastic smell.
Yeah, for me, I like owning the video, like the piece of art. You know what I mean? Like the movie, like having a tangible representation of it. So like the steelbooks I'm a huge fan of that, like the artworks, because it's unique, right? It's craftsmanship, I have a lot of appreciation for that. But yeah, that's just something I do now. Do I collect every single one like a lot of YouTubers? No. I pick the ones that I enjoy, like, right? Like, Avatar, whatever also looks good on TV, right? I'm not going to pick like, recently I watched The Whale with Brendan Fraser. Great, phenomenal film. I'm not going to buy that.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I want to watch that.
No, you should, yeah. But what I'm saying is that's not like for me a Blu-ray movie. That's not something I'm gonna like, watch and be like, oh my God, this is amazing in 4K. Like, no. I enjoy like, the comic book style movies, of course, like the MCU. I have an array of like pretty much all 22 of them. The first phase, that is, or not phase, but you know what I mean, the first iteration of the MCU. Now there's all these other sequels, which I don't want to really.
How many Blu-rays do you have?
Oh man, good question. I would say fairly like about 50 to 60, possibly 100. I have to recount, but no more than 100. I don't think so. I've been pretty restrained. I know it sounds like excessively a lot, but there's people I know that have like bookshelves of them. I'm not like that. I just buy the ones that that mean something to me. You know what I mean? Like I have Scorsese's best movies in like a triple feature. You know what I mean? Like I'm very efficient in my purchases. Like Raging Bull, they came out with like a special anniversary edition, Criterion edition. So I got that. I was like director approved. Tarantino, I have his like 20-year set because he's my hero.
He just announced his final movie.
I know, the movie critic, man. That's gonna be sad, man.
We gotta go and we should go and watch.
We should go watch that. We're gonna go watch that. You heard it here on the podcast, boys.
Yes.
No, man, he's my hero, and you know that. I think
I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah, man. No, Tarantino, man. Like, I got emotional just thinking about it because it's like 94 Productions is. I think I told you this too, right? The year we were born. Represent. Bruno's also 94, which is why I did it actually, because I wanted people that closest to me, people I grew up with, to be championed, right, the same way. But also, 94 is the breakout year for Tarantino. That's when Pulp Fiction came out. So, which it came out actually around the time of my birthday. Funny enough, like late September. So, I just like. Want to have that conversation with him one day and just tell him how much he means to me. But definitely got to keep going at it, keep grinding at it. You know what I mean? Keep working toward that.
Yeah.
But, no, man, the movie critic is definitely something we got to check out. It's crazy. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Did they say? Is it gonna be a year's time, or it's just kind of announced?
I don't know any kind of plans of release or release dates.
What's your opinion on
it? Have you noticed that all these directors that are like so well known and so detailed? They're always a little bit missing a few screws.
I love that because it's so true.
Like,
you gotta be.
Tell me, Quentin Tarantino isn't a bizarre individual.
Oh, 100%. Like
he is a fucking bizarre individual. He makes good movies.
Bro, a mind like that has to make Django Unchained. You're not going to get a guy in accounting at KPMG making Django Unchained.
Yeah, like if Quentin Tarantino, if there's no gore and shooting and killing and all kinds of insanity and like kind of and mind fucks in the movie, he don't
Aestheticization.
want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but look
Yeah.
at I think I posted a podcast clip or a reel. I was having another conversation about this with a guest, and I was saying like the fact that he's become grandfathered in Hollywood, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? His last film, considering you know I joke around all the time about this woke society. When was the last time you saw in a film a young woman, a young girl, I should say, getting mauled in the face by a bulldog,
That
by a pit
movie's
bull? Like, think about it, man. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he just says, "No, it is what it is. Like, deal with it." And it's so refreshing, and that's why I love him so much. He's a rebel, man. He's an outsider. He never, he didn't have to conform to anyone. No politics, nothing. It's, you want my film? This is the circumstance. And when Weinstein, the company, went to shit and everything went up. I don't know if you know this,
yeah.
bro, because Weinstein's the one that really made him, right? He's the one that entrusted him. He's an anomaly, I should say this. Tarantino, especially someone that's going through the movie industry, like to get someone to finance you every single film and basically tell you, like, write you a check and say, like, I trust everything you do. You know, hard, like, you have to be you're not one in a million, it's one in a billion. Anyway, the point is that when it went up in flames, he was like, yo, I still got a movie to make. So when he pitched it, shopped it around, everybody, all the big studios wanted to buy it. And the only one he went with was Sony, because he said, this is the one condition, I have complete creative control. And they said, fine. Because no studio, especially a big studio, is going to give you.
So no
75.
studio is gonna say no to Quentin Tarantino, basically.
What it is, man, is that, as you know, right? You know the corporate world, like they, as much as they want to say yes to him, right? Like let's say someone like Universal, they don't want to give him that much creative control, because what if he does want to do something batshit crazy, right? So it's like it's political. They still got to make the money back, whatever, right? But then you got Sony that it's like, nah, man, like he wrote that, his lawyer wrote that if we acquire this property, we have to give him complete creative control. It's just like J.K. Rowling, going back to the Harry Potter series, when she sold the rights for $1 billion, or she made $1 billion. I can't remember how much she sold it for, but the point is,
She sold the rights? J.K.
no,
Rowling?
no, not like complete rights, but I mean like no, sorry, she garnered like $1 billion from like the franchise, like the whole Harry Potter franchise and everything like that. I think she's worth that much. But I mean is that she sold like a portion, in the sense that she gave consent to authorize Warner Brothers to use the material, right? Because they wanted to buy the rights.
Hence Hogwarts Legacy and stuff like that.
For sure, right? Like they have complete creative control. But she made a stipulation. I remember reading this, such an astonishing stipulation, that all the actors had to be British born or from the United Kingdom. Did you know that? I think you were telling me that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so
if you look at, if anyone goes through the Harry Potter series, the original that is, I don't know about now with the Fantastic Beasts, but if you look at the Harry Potter series, every single actor is not American. They're not Americans trying with British accents. They're all authentically British.
Yeah, but even there's one guy in
Let me look him up right now.
Gosh. What's it called? The one, I know the character, Newt Scamander or whatever. Oh my God, Magical Beasts.
Yeah.
There's one guy, he's a muggle who gets involved with the wizards and all that stuff.
No, but
becomes part of their story. And I'm pretty sure he's American in the movie. I'm pretty sure he's American in real life.
No, he's American. I'm saying the original franchise. I'm telling you, like I gotta search it up.
The 8 movies.
Yes, bro. I'm telling
you. The ones
you.
that are based off the books.
Yeah, because I remember they wanted,
everyone's British. Everyone's British.
They wanted certain.
I can't think of anyone American.
They wanted certain American actors, Bruno. I remember, like, you read those fun facts, like, oh, Tom Cruise was supposed to be Iron Man, whatever. And I think they wanted like certain actors for certain roles in Harry Potter, but they couldn't do it because of that stipulation, right? Because it's a breach of the contract. So I thought that was amazing. That was her way of, I guess, protecting the franchise, like how she envisioned it. But
and it's a British story, like Hogwarts is a wizarding school located in it's supposed to be in Scotland, which is technically Great Britain.
Right.
So she wanted to keep it
a
British story, a British movie, a British everything.
That's the premise, man. That's the premise.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Can I ask you a question? Was it a set, Bruno, or is it an actual castle they built? Like I keep seeing advertisements to visit Hogwarts. Is it in Scotland? I don't know. I'm tripping.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a set.
It's a set, right? They didn't like build like.
There's some places I think that might be real,
right?
But like, I think Hogwarts is just, it's like CGI and stuff.
No, it's fictional, but for the movie sometimes they won't build it like extravagantly.
They'll model it off like a genuine castle or something.
Yeah.
Right? No.
They can't. That's way too much. Yeah, because I know with Titanic, right? They built like the skeleton of it, which is why it looks so real. And it
Yeah,
costs a
because
lot
the
of money.
Titanic really existed.
Yeah, but I'm saying with movies
know?
like with Hogwarts, right? I'm saying in movies sometimes they build like the skeleton, whether it's to scale or like a miniature. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen that. They had like miniature ones, and then they use
Right.
that for like
Right. To
those
to show
scenic
like,
shots.
yeah, because
My
again,
sister saw that
right?
some Harry Potter thing in London.
There you go.
It was like like a Warner Brothers thing in London, and it like they had movie props and everything. Oh man, I would
That's
love
your
to
next
see if I.
trip.
But the thing is, to go to what am I going to go do in London? I
I
don't want to
know,
go
I
see
know.
any of the Premier League teams. The weather's shit. The food is shit. I have no reason to go there other than to go see
I
Harry
know,
Potter
man.
land
What's funny,
or
you just
Harry Potter
described
or
it.
whatever.
You just described, except minus the Premier League, but what my mom described, she still could not go back with between the food and the landscape. She was like, it's whatever. My dad was a fan of it, but that's hilarious. Yeah, no, for sure, man. I really enjoyed that, like that aspect. You know, when I think of video games too, like I can't help with my imagination think of properties that they haven't really adapted to video games, like the medium. Are there any video games you can think of that they should be um looking to adopt, like in terms of, I don't know, stories that haven't been made their transition to video games or would be fun to play?
So you're talking about like movies like becoming video games,
Yeah,
like other ones?
like for me, like I would love to have like an Iron Man, Spider-Man version of a video game, like open world.
Well, they do have a Spider-Man open world
No.
video
I'm
game.
saying an Iron Man version. Like
Oh, like
imagine,
the Spider-Man one.
yeah,
Yeah,
but imagine being Iron
that
Man,
would
but
be
picking
cool.
different suits and like customizing the weapons and like I thought that would be sick.
It would be.
Yeah, but there's no
And
pro.
they could get Robert Downey Jr. to do the voice acting.
Yeah, might cost them 400 million, but you know they got the budget. Did you remember?
No, they have the budget.
Did
He's
you
telling
remember
me
that
Disney
story?
slash Marvel doesn't
Yeah.
have a budget. Oh, they've got a budget.
No, but I remember.
What's that? You need to check for 800 million.
Yeah,
Can you take 900 instead?
we'll just write it off. That's what they thought. We'll just write it off.
Yeah,
We'll just treat it as an expense.
basically, yeah.
But
But no, a game that I would like to see in like from a movie into a
yeah.
game, honestly, they've done it, but they never made a good one, and they need a good action RPG Lord of the Rings game. Other than like Shadow of Mordor,
I was gonna say,
Shadow of
yeah,
Middle Earth,
hmm
they're
mediocre.
they're they're
Really?
fun. Like the combat's fun. Yeah, chop orcs head off here, chop goblin head there, and but it was like whatever. I want to get lost in Middle Earth, man.
Right.
I want to be a Jedi. If I don't want, I mean a Jedi. I want to be a wizard, or if
Right.
I don't want to be a wizard, I want to be an elf. I want to, like I don't know, man. I would love to see
Well, like The Witcher,
like
right?
a
You in the
Middle
video
Earth
game,
RPG action game, adventure game, or
you're all in.
yeah, like puzzles to solve, secrets to find. Go look in this map, fight here. I don't know, man. Think of something. They can do it, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel it
Not
coming,
up
man.
to
I
me
feel,
though.
yeah. I feel with the advent of like, the Unreal Engine, like all the way
Yes,
that,
that Unreal
right?
Engine, man, is
Yeah. I'm saying like a lot of video games, like I believe, like with today, you know how like content's saturated, like there's so much, like they're adapting and expanding like all these universes and stories. Like who would have thought there'd be a Lord of the Rings series, right? Television series. But
yeah.
what I'm saying is,
Another Daniel,
yeah,
another good game
go
that
ahead.
is originally a movie.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Mad Max on PS4. If you haven't played that, it's a
Oh,
fun video game.
really?
Yes,
But again, it's
it's a
not
very fun video game.
really. Is it like racing or is it like an RPG?
It's an action adventure game. Combat is
Okay,
solid. Mostly it's
like an
hand to
Uncharted
hand.
kind of thing,
Yeah,
somewhat.
more or less, not really, but look into it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm looking
probably
at the
if you
photos right
if
now.
yeah, if you want to play it, I'm pretty sure it's cheap on PlayStation, on the
100%.
PlayStation Store.
I'll look into it.
But it's a good game. You can customize your car, and there's vehicle combat, which is fun as hell.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, you can shoot like harpoons at things and then like pull stuff down with like
That's awesome.
your car and stuff. Pretty cool.
Reminds me of Horizon. Yo,
But
that's
honestly,
sick.
man, I'm just trying to think of another
Yeah.
video game that I would like to play that's originally a movie idea. But I wouldn't mind honestly, Daniel,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Westeros style
Mm.
open world RPG game. That would like even Westeros and Essos, like all of that world, all of the Game of Thrones world, because there's two continents, right?
That's so rich in content. That would be
And
challenging to
and
adapt. Yeah.
yes, no, hey Daniel, you know George R. R. Martin.
Yeah.
He helped create Elden Ring. He made up the map. He made up the
Oh.
story. He made up the lore in that game,
Oh,
and
wow.
it got Game of the Year.
Oh wow. That's right. Elden Ring. Elden
So
Ring.
if he were to get his creative skills and make a video game adaptation of his own world,
Right.
it would be it would be flame. It would be 10 out of 10, man.
Oh, he's just got to
100%.
stop renovating that basement. He keeps saying he hasn't finished the novels because he's renovating his house. No, he's a funny guy, but definitely, yeah. All it needs is that dedication, right? All you got to do is apply yourself, and these individuals, yeah. Like I'm looking it up right now, Elden Ring. I had no idea he was responsible for the world building. He was one of the executive writers. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. You didn't know that about Elden Ring?
No, well, you know me, right? Like when it comes to video games, I'm not to the level of you, but I knew
Yeah.
about the game. I just didn't really like look into it because it's not something I would play. But I didn't know
Yeah,
he
the
was
Elden Ring is
responsible.
very good. It's just super difficult if you
Yeah,
ever play
I
it.
believe it. Yeah. Did you like beat it? Like play it?
No, I
Oh,
have it, but I haven't beaten it. It's a tough game, man. Like it's not a casual game, and I've become a little bit of a casual gamer. Like
right.
I play lighthearted games, games that I can pause and I don't like to play too much online games other than FIFA.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Because it sucks you in, like you said, then you become a washed up fucking hermit.
Yeah, no, FIFA is soul draining and but also it's so fun. Like when you score and you win, come back from a 6 goal deficit and end up winning 7-6, and then
It's fulfilling. Yeah.
you feel like you won the World Cup, and
Yeah.
it's
What I'm
nice.
happy about EA Sports is they patched the whole rage quitting. Because I remember for the longest
No,
time.
they
No,
did
well, you still
not.
don't get points?
No.
Oh.
So Daniel, it's actually funny you mentioned that because I've been noticing on FIFA Ultimate Team, and I've hear people like voice
Right.
their opinions and like their like unhappiness with EA about it.
Okay.
Is so if you're playing FIFA Ultimate Team and you're playing a guy who might be kicking your ass, or someone who's kicking your ass, maybe like 1-0 or whatever, or 2-0, you tie it up 2-2 near the end of the game. If you or the other person quits, still the game ends in a draw. And it happens a lot if you
Bullshit.
if you end up beating someone like 2-3-0 and they
Yeah.
don't catch up, like they can quit. You still get your points, but the thing is, like you can still quit. People still rage quit, is what I'm saying, because you thought that there was no rage quit, but
No,
there
but
is most definitely rage quitting still.
what I'm
It's
saying is they
very,
protect
very
you,
prominent.
but they protect your status online in the sense that you still get the points and the rewards, no? That you won?
Yeah, but it's reduced.
Oh, so it's not like me and you were playing, right? And I
It's
went
not
the
like
whole
you completing a game fully.
Fuck,
I'm
man,
pretty
that's so
sure.
stupid. Yeah, because they blame it on the internet because they can't prove it. They don't know if it was an internet connection or something.
Yeah,
Fuck. Yeah,
yeah.
I hate that. That's why I don't play online as much because there's a lot of that where
Online, and it's full of sweaty, nervous people who
yeah.
sometimes even like use exploits in the game, and like they'll score using like a kickoff glitch, and they exist.
Yeah.
There's glitches in FIFA that people can exploit to get an upper hand on someone, and it's unbelievably frustrating, man, to play that game. But like I said, rewarding as well.
Nothing beats, man, Modern Warfare 2. I don't know about you, but 2009 edition,
Those were the good times,
those were
man.
the good times. Even the original, man.
Jesus Christ reincarnated into
Bro, I laugh
I
about it.
think you find that funnier than I do, and I made that joke.
What's fun, the reason why I find it funnier is because obviously it was coming from you, but the
I
fact
sent
that
it to my mom.
no, but like yeah, you said yeah, the way you would talk to your mom was hilarious because like she would just be walking by innocently, like going to the kitchen, and you'd be like, "Mom," and you like yell at her like, "You scared me?" And she's like, "Do you know what's happening tomorrow?" No, don't give a shit. You're like, Modern Warfare 2 is being no, Jesus is reincarnating himself into a disc, and even me, stupid enough, would be like, "Really?" And you're like, "Yes, it's a Modern Warfare 2, bro."
I'm
That game,
so lame, man.
talk
Oh
about like
my
turning
god.
people into washed up hermit versions or whatever the fuck he said. Like that game confined me to my bedroom, bro. It affected my grades in high school.
Fuck,
Like I was like
honestly.
committed, bro. Bro, do you remember after school we would go to your house and then we do a session an hour and then be like, okay, thanks for the practice run. I'm gonna go home and like kill it. And bro, everybody was online, all our friends. Those are the days. I'm just looking at it now, like reminiscing. That's what video games
Yeah,
does to you,
man.
right? Like it creates like
We grew up with them, man, when we were
yeah,
kids. So it's still something that's not like nostalgic to us as adults, man.
that's what
We
I
just grew up
mean.
with it, man.
And I know it says like I know they say
You
like
know?
oh that's because it's nostalgic, but I let me ask you something. Like, do you feel like video games like as much as they're captivating and beautiful now, and they're limitless in a way? I don't know, like they're missing a little bit of a charm from back then, or am I just being nostalgic or sentimental?
No, Daniel, you are correct.
I am correct.
There,
Yeah,
there is a charm that games had when we were like, younger youths,
yeah,
as opposed to the games are still good now, but
of
the
course,
charm of the
right?
games from when
Like
you're
bully.
playing at home, that's a fun game, man. I
But you
wish
know
they
what I'm
made a
talking
sequel
about?
to
Like
that.
you can never make a game like that now because it's just like between the
No, I
society
know.
and
Yeah, it'd be a controversial game, but
yeah,
that game to kind of not justify the game's title like bully or whatever,
right.
but at the ultimately, spoiler alert, that game is a is a school full of bullies, and you as a new student who are immediately succumbed to the bullying and rampant bullying and like injustice within the school,
Yeah,
like stemming from like the headmaster of the school going down to the teachers and prefects. All the staff members and students in that video game are bizarre, like sociopaths,
of course.
and they try to basically take like the different you know like cliques inside the school have different controls over different parts of the school, and you basically bully the bullies to stop the bullying. That's what happens at the end of the game. So yeah,
That's
the
crazy.
game's called bullying, but
Yeah.
I mean the game's called bully, but you bully the bullies
Yeah.
to end the bullying at Bulworth Academy, which is the name of the school.
That's
And it's
hilarious.
made by Rockstar. It's a lighthearted Grand Theft Auto. There's no killing and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
just a fist game.
This, yeah, put
And
him
it's a
up.
fun game. The character, Jimmy Hopkins, good character.
Yep.
He's a troubled youth, but he's got some honor, and
Nice.
he lets people know what's good at his time at that school, and it's a
Yeah.
fun game to play.
So
Still
speaking of,
fun, and it's
yeah,
PlayStation 2 days.
I know, man. Man, PlayStation 2 was a whole different was a different animal. Like not even PlayStation 3 could come close. It's just the games, the assortment of games, like and everything being fun. I don't know if I was just a kid, but like the SpongeBob game, and then like I was mentioning earlier, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Like they just made video games like like all these different kind of
Yeah,
franchises, like Jack and
Daniel, Revenge
Daxter,
of the
Ratchet and
Sith on
Clank.
PlayStation 2. You remember that? Did we
That's what I'm
play
saying.
that, me and
I
you
think we
versus
did
each
briefly
other?
play. Yeah, when you used to come over, sometimes we would like we could play multiplayer, like us two, like split screen. That was hilarious.
Jedi
Like we,
versus Jet. Oh, that
yeah,
was so
we
fun,
were
man.
right. Yeah,
And it
but
was
like,
such a slept on game mode in that game. It was the movie adaptation of Revenge of the Sith.
yeah,
The game was trash.
yeah,
But the two-player option was fire.
yeah. The what I'm saying,
And I
like,
feel like that was unintentional by the game studio. They probably wanted the main story to be good.
yeah,
And then
no,
but
like for me, like the story that I love the most was FIFA World Cup. 2006. You know that video game?
oh
Like because the
man,
reason why I bring this
yeah.
up is because you remember we would play FIFA together. We were first introduced in high school to FIFA 11. And I
Yeah.
was like, and I was trying to keep up with you guys. I was like playing video games, yeah, and I was like, yo, I keep getting slapped like 11-0. And I'm like, I kept reminiscing. I'm like, nah, but you should have seen me when I was playing FIFA World Cup 06. And you like brushed me off. You're like, yeah, everybody killed it in that game. Everyone was OP. And it was true. When I played back, I used to be like France with Canada, like fucking slap them 10-0, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was the
I'm
same
pretty sure I won the
speed.
World Cup with like Jordan or something in FIFA World Cup.
Trinidad and Tobago, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But no, man. So I know we talked about a lot about the past and video games, and now it's time to talk about the future. And one particularly, again, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yo, so first off,
I can't wait.
First off, what is making you most excited about this video game, and is there any insights you could share with the audience that we might not know?
Well, from what I know, Cal Kestis, it's a few years after Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
He's a more established and more confident Jedi Knight.
Right.
He was obviously made a Jedi Knight at the end of the first one by that character. Oh my goodness, what's her name now? I'm bad with the names. But she's a Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm.
She was the Jedi of the villain that you fight in the end. She was the master of the villain that you fight in the end of the first one. Spoiler alert.
Right.
But yeah, and there's also they're introducing new fighting stances for the lightsaber, and I believe that there's 4. There's obviously, the one two-handed lightsaber.
Oh, interesting.
And they have the dual wield, like the one like Darth Maul uses. Okay. They also have dual wield so that you can use it in half like Ahsoka Tano. That.
Okay.
And they also have a lightsaber like a staff saber. Oh. So it's like a long like great sword kind of lightsaber like Kylo Ren's. So the attacks are heavier, right, but the damage is higher, and you move slower with that weapon as well. So you got to be careful with your parries, be careful with your blocks, and time your hits accordingly. You can't just swing because it moves too slow and you'll get interrupted with attacks.
But we used to talk.
So it's going to add a new element of difficulty to the combat, and that's definitely going to be a game I'm going to be playing on the hard difficulty when I first.
I know you, yeah.
It just makes it more fun, man.
Of course,
because when you start to get into the swing of things, no pun intended.
Yeah.
You eventually start to grasp the combat of the game. The controls are pretty intuitive, I feel, in the Jedi Survivor games and Fallen Order. So I know the game will control well, and I'm just excited to play it, man. Honestly,
I'm so
excited to see what happens. Yeah. I want to know Cal's story. I want to know where it's going. I want to know how much of an impact he has on the survival of the Jedi way, and hopefully he makes an appearance in a show one of these days, man. Like I'd love to see.
Yeah, like the actor, like people forget.
I can't remember his name.
Ian. No, that's from his Shameless character. Fuck, what is his name?
Yeah, and I know he's in Shameless, but I just can't remember his name. But I think he's a good actor, and I think he sells the character of Cal perfectly. And he's a good-looking guy, and
I think Cal's
a lovable character.
Yeah, and he might pop up.
And
he has to.
Yeah, there has to be. They have to tie it in, man.
Because Disney wants to show that it's all
fan service, bro. That's fan service.
Yeah, and
I know they go for that kind of stuff.
And the thing is, sorry, I just want to interject. The thing is like with the character, he's modeled off of a real life guy. Like it's not like you have a situation like Ellie is played by like a 30-year-old woman, right? That they can't really make a cameo in the which they, But what I'm saying is, with the Jedi character, like Cal Kestis, like they can he's modeled after a real life actor, like motion capture. So it's like, dye his hair orange and let's go. No, I could see it. I foreseeing it happening, and definitely got to improve on that pairing skill. I know you warned me, man. I have to give you credit for that. Like I was very like stubborn about it. Like, nah, yeah, don't worry, whatever. And fuck, I got my ass handed to me. That game took me a while, to the point where, when you're playing a video game, you keep dying. And you're like, hey, what's the point of playing? Like, you kind of like, there's no fun to it. It took a while for
Yes.
me to, you know what I mean? Like, it took a while. Last of Us was like that, actually. Like, if I didn't stick with it, I actually would have like just wrapped it up. I know a lot of friends, they love the
There's
storytelling,
a
but they
learning
said it's so
curve,
hard.
man.
Yeah, there's a learning curve. But
There's
what
a
I'm saying,
learning curve.
you got to stick with it. It's one of those games where you can't play that and then FIFA on the side. It's like you have to dedicate some time, learn the ropes,
And
become
commit to it.
skillful. Yeah, commit to it, and then you can like dabble in here and there. Like Horizon was like that. Horizon Forbidden West. Holy
Yes.
shit! Like I didn't play the
I
original.
and I believe you, even though I haven't played it. I
Yeah.
believe
Oh
you
my God,
100%.
Bruno, like upgrade your weapons, upgrade your skills. Don't be ignorant. Do side missions. Like you have to do that shit. Like people think,
I know there's an underwater aspect to that
oh
game,
yeah,
which I
it's
would
beautiful.
really like
It's
to
really
see.
cool. See, I love that shit. Like I love worlds where it's like post-apocalyptic, like remnants of the past. So like it's like spooky, like it's kind of like a grim reality. Like you see
Yeah, it's
the
a remnants of the past, but in the future kind of way. It's sick.
yeah, it's San Francisco, like the San Francisco Bridge, for example. It's just eerie. There's like an eerie quality to it. But the original, just to go sidetrack here, the original was a beautiful game for me because it was one of the first games where I didn't read up on it. I didn't like research it. Like Ghost of Tsushima, I
You went
researched
in
it.
blind. You went
Yeah, I
in
went in
blind.
blind. So, bro, like the story when it unfolded and it was like, and then Aloy figure realizes, because even you as you're playing the game, you're like, what is this world? Like machines are running the earth. Like what the hell? And then you're like, it's like one of those Planet of the Apes type situations. Like, oh my God, I was home the whole time. Like it's Earth. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like I don't know why I didn't see it coming. And it was like a crazy twist. And it made more sense. Like they explain it that the game's really rich and complex. Like you have to, it's rewatchable. Like you have to go back and like kind of understand what they're saying. But I kind of got the gist of it. And that's what it is, man. It's like playing these games that it's amazing. What I'm saying is amazing how games have transcended storytelling, right? Like you were explaining earlier about how there's films and television series, but then there's like video games that actually allow you to immerse yourself. And it's not just like 2D platform games anymore. This is like open world, investigative, exploratory based. And yeah, I just
Yeah, do what
it's
you
endless
will in the
novelty.
game.
Yeah, exactly. And like the rewards are there. Now, again, people might argue, yeah, but it's just a video game. And it's like, yeah, but it's entertainment, right? It's just like a movie, right? Why do we watch it? It's to get something out of it, right? It's to feel moved. And I will argue to this day, like video games have that capability. The Last of Us Part 2, Bruno, I'm not kidding you. I played that video game like it was a movie. Like I was on the edge of my fucking bed. Like when the
I know,
cutscenes
man.
came up,
Last of Us.
when the
Oh,
cutscenes came up, bro, because I didn't know where the direction of the story was going, I was like, what's going on? You know what I mean? What's happening? Yeah.
bro. Last of. Did you like Last of Us 2
I
more
did.
than Last of
I
Us
enjoyed
1?
it. I enjoy I still they both have their good qualities. You know what I mean? It's not
Honestly,
like I like
Daniel,
one more.
Last of Us 2 was like, obviously, spoiler alert, you know what happens to Joel.
Yeah.
I felt like they, they did him dirty pretty early on, but people have to understand that that is the nature of what their world has become.
Yeah.
In that state of
It's authentic
emergency,
to their world. Yeah.
it's broken, it's unpredictable, it's
Yeah.
unforgiving. Do you know what I mean? It just goes to show, like Joel's simple mistake of what he did at the end of the first Last
Yeah.
of Us, where he
Driven
doesn't
by
see it as a
emotion.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yes, he saved Ellie, knowing that if he went through with that procedure,
The
it could
ripple
have
effect.
basically cured mankind.
Yeah.
But he couldn't bear the fact of losing another daughter figure
Daughter like yeah,
in
figure.
his life again. Otherwise, his world would literally just be completely broken. So he made a selfish decision, but like you can empathize with that decision, but at the same time, you're like, oh, Joel, man,
It's
you know,
justified. It's justified. This is what I
and he
mean by
gets his ass
yeah, I know.
handed to him.
I know. But
Bad.
this is what I
He
mean by
gets
the video games.
yeah,
They immerse yourself. They immerse you into the characters. Is when it happened at
exactly,
the end of the first one,
exactly,
I was like, oh shit. But then I was like, yo, this guy like went through the ringer. This guy like saw the ugly side
bruh.
of humanity. So it's like it's not just that she's a
He
daughter
was
like
on
figure.
the ugly side of humanity, Daniel.
But
It's
what
implied that he's done like despicable things
Oh
leading up
yeah,
to
100%.
him
Even in the
meeting Ellie for the
even
first
in the
time.
TV show. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that he's broken in the sense like he doesn't see humanity having a redeeming quality to it. You know what I mean? Because not only is he an extension of that,
Damn.
right?
I never looked at it like that,
No, bro, that's
Daniel.
how I looked at it. It's like, why else? Why
But
would
that
he
is a
want to save
very
his,
nice
right?
perspective, man.
100%. That's why he wanted to save her, is because he said there's no point of saving humanity because we'll always be
It's
back.
already so far gone.
We're always so far gone. But like when his daughter was spoiler alert, when his daughter was killed by that officer, and he pleaded with him, he's begged for him, like, please, like, she's not infected, and he just went straight for the kill. That I'm telling you.
Also, that officer, you
Mhm.
could tell he was reluctant on firing that
Oh,
shot.
of
I'm pretty
course,
sure he
yeah.
said something in the beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure he's like permission or something to his like commanding officer, and he's just like acknowledge, like he says it like kind of regrettably that he has to fire Joel's daughter Sarah,
Yeah.
which is tragic, but it leads to the the beginning of his incredible adventure
Yo,
and
honestly,
story.
man, yeah, and this is why I love talking about you with video games, man. It's like, there's just so many ways to interpret it, and there's perspectives, and I'm really
Yeah,
excited about like
man.
the different products that are gonna come out, right? Like different titles. I know they're making like a Wolverine, which is gonna be amazing. Like Insomniac, I
Oh
think is
my
doing that.
gosh.
So yeah, man. So really excited for that, and yeah, man, Bruno, I'm really really honored to have you on the podcast and sharing your experiences, man, with video games and giving us an insight on what this medium can offer us.
Yeah, man. The pleasure's all mine, Daniel. I hope we can talk more about all this stuff. Sorry about my camera.
Yeah.
My my mom was calling me on FaceTime,
No.
and now my camera's getting all messed up.
Yeah. It's okay. Anyway, Bruno, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, sharing your insights, your experiences with video games, and endorsing this great storytelling medium. Thank you, everybody else, for listening, and we'll talk soon.